Hi everyone, so today we'll look at what's Vienna game and especially what's Vienna Gambit. So it starts with e4, e5, then knight c3. So till here, so this is the Vienna game. Then they can play knight f6 and you play f4. So this position is Vienna Gambit, and what black can do is the main line is to play d5, and then what you can do is like you can take the pawn, the knight will take your pawn. From here there are three main lines. One is d3 and then the other is queen f3. So these two, and then knight f3. So these are the three main lines that happen with the Vienna Gambit. This is when someone declines the gambit. So if we look, let's say someone accepts the gambit. Instead of playing d5, they just take this. Okay, so what happens in this case? What we can do is we can push our pawn. Now if you look at the knight, it cannot move to this square or even this square because all of these squares are defended, so it has to retreat back, which is not good for the knight. Now the important thing to note is that we have to prevent this check from the queen. For that we can play knight f3, right? Otherwise we'll get the check. Now from here there are a couple of variations that black can play. One is to play d6, the other is to play knight c6. Now these two are the possible moves, but we will look why the black should not play with knight c6. Instead this is the best move. But first let's look if the black plays with this move. So this is actually the best way black can fight for the center. For what we can do is we can, to reinforce the center, we can move our pawn to d4. We'll reinforce the center with this, and then black can take the pawn. Then what we can do is we can play queen e2 and we can pin this pawn to the king, right? And after this they can play something like bishop b4, pinning the knight to the king. Now what we can do is we can take this pawn with the queen, giving a check to the king, so the queen will defend, and then we can take this with the bishop. Now if you look at our position, it's very strong. It's very strong compared to the black's position, right? We can castle on queen side and we can bring our bishops out, and all of our pieces are actually very well developed compared to the black. So this is actually winning for white. Now the other way to decline the gambit is with knight c6. Let's see what happens with this. You can take this pawn. So after we take this, black's knight will take this, and then we can place d4. Now if you look, we have both of our pawns in the center. Now we have covered very important squares of the center with our pawns. We have our knight outside, so this is a good position. Our bishop can come out and our knight can be developed anytime and we can castle. So this is a good position. And now if you look, the knight, can it go here? Can it go here? No, it can't, because this diagonal is being defended and it has to retreat. It can retreat either here, it can retreat either here, but it has to retreat. So let's say it retreats here, and then what we can do is we can play this, attacking this knight. Let's see, where can it move? Can it move here? Can it move here? No, it can't. Can it move here? No, because this is again defended by our knight. So this again has to go back g8. Now if you look at diagonals that we are controlling, it's very easy for us to gain control of the game. We can see our development is very good compared to that of the black. And now we can bring our knight to knight f3, and after that they can play something like this, try to gain control of the center again, but then we can play bishop c4. We can also play bishop c5. Both of these are good. Now they can take our pawn, and should we take their pawn back? No. Now we can take back their pawn, but we don't want to, right? We want to develop our position. So we'll just, let's say we castle, and then it takes our pawn. Now it's very difficult for black because we are in a very good position. So we can target this position with our bishop. We can give a check. Our rook is there here. We can place a knight on this square, and then we can attack this square with a double attack, trying to give a check to the king. So it's going to be a very difficult position for black to play with this, right? Now let's discuss the main line. In the main line we play first e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, f4. They play d5. Now we'll take this with our pawn, and the knight has to move away, so it can take this pawn. Now from here there are three main variations. One is d3 and the other two are queen to f3, right, and then knight f3. So these three are the top three moves that can be played in this position. So we'll look at d3. This is a system where we try to make black fall into a trap. So after this, queen can give us a check. So how do we defend? Think about this. If we play g3, g3 is a good move here. So if you play g3, black can take the knight. So after they take with the knight, you can move your knight to f3. You are attacking the queen, so they will move the queen back to maintain the pin. They think they are maintaining the pin, but now they can take this rook with their knight, right? But you can completely ignore this and play knight d5. So this is a good move. Now you see, right, we can attack the pawn on this square, and then we will fork the king and the rook. In this case, they will try to defend with the knight here. They will play this to defend the square, but now this is a big mistake, because now you can play knight f4, attacking the queen again. Now think of where this queen can move. Can it move here? No, it can't move here as well, because this is also defended. And if this moves here, let's say, okay, so if they move here, we can move our knight to e2, right? Now we are attacking the knight, and with our bishop at the same time we are also attacking their queen, right? This is a very difficult position for black. All right, so in this video we have discussed the move d3. In one more video that I'll make, we can discuss the move queen to f3 and then also knight to f3. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to learn chess openings and watch more videos like this, please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.